quarterback. John Lynch said they might be in the market for a quarterback. They could go out and spend big, but I think Kyle Shanahan really likes the idea of being cheap at the quarterback position, spending everywhere else, propping up the quarterback. And based on how much success he had with rookie Brock Purdy last year, I don't think he would shy away from drafting a quarterback that he felt could play right away. So, or maybe he would just look for some long-term backups. Who are some quarterbacks you think are on the Niners' radar?
Well, Jake Hayner kind of made it seem on the podium when he was interviewed like the Niners have sniffed around him. But he didn't say that he met with them directly. Clayton Tune, I think, is the guy that I like. He's 6'2", 215 pounds, really solidly built, really athletic, good arm, good mobility, probably a
experienced
round 4 pick, something like that.
The only reason I think the Niners won't go with him is I really believe that Kyle scouts the offense and not the player. And just watching Clayton Tune, he was in a spread offense. And I feel like that just,
but there's, I'll say this: there's so much spread right now that would discount an awful lot of players.
But that's how I feel about Kyle. He discounts an awful lot of players. Prove me wrong, Kyle.
Yeah,
seriously.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson said that the Niners met with him. He's intriguing. I mean, the Dorian Thompson-Robinson highlight film, you would definitely draft him. The downside of his highlight film, you wouldn't draft him because he's made he's had some, good moments, some bad moments, but I think he's interesting. I like Malik Cunningham as well from Louisville. I did a whole thing with the guy from NBC Sports, a scout, and I asked him about Cunningham, and he doesn't believe Cunningham is good enough from the pocket, and he's only about 6 feet, but maybe 6'1", 185 in that range. But man, the explosive running ability, the arm strength, he demonstrated pretty good accuracy, I thought, in the All-Star games, and his running ability is dynamic. So that's a guy. I know people who really like Adrian Martinez, who played at K-State. Aiden O'Connell from Purdue, is not mobile, but he's a pretty decent pocket passer. I'm not a Stetson Bennett guy, but I think he's too limited. But I like Tanner McKee, 6'6", but he's not very durable, and he's not very mobile, which is a bad combination. So to me, the most attractive quarterbacks are either Clayton Tune, Jake Hayner, maybe Dorian Thompson-Robinson, day 3, maybe Malik Cunningham as an undrafted guy.
I think Dorian Thompson-Robinson is the most intriguing. And again, if the Niners haven't totally given up on Trey Lance, then Dorian Thompson-Robinson could be a late-round pick who could do a lot of the stuff that Trey Lance does and run the same offense. And it did seem for a second like the Niners were believing in Trey and building around him, right? Like, why did you draft Danny Gray? Not for Brock. It was for Trey. It seemed like you were sort of transitioning to a more Philadelphia Eagles style offense. So if that's not completely off the table, then do look at a guy like Dorian Thompson-Robinson. And the fact that they met with him maybe does bode well for Trey Lance's future with the 49ers. Although I just don't buy it with Kyle. I think deep down he loves Tanner McKee. That's his guy. Tanner. I've watched Tanner. Here's the thing with Kyle.
Accurate.
He won't admit it, but him and his dad, they are play action, scheme based coaches. And I think they feel that they've had experiences where they get a quarterback and they're like, all right, we need you to turn your back to the defense and line up under center. And he's like, ooh, I don't want to do that. I don't feel comfortable doing that. And I think they feel like you can't teach a guy to do that if he doesn't want to do it. And so they need to see it on film before they're going to bring a guy in, which is why I think they didn't draft Patrick Mahomes, because he didn't do that in college. And that's why they drafted Trey Lance, because he did do that in college. Justin Fields did not. So I think Tanner McKee did it in college. He's on their radar. Aiden O'Connell.
He's a 4-star recruit, and he's a Mormon. He went on his mission, so he's older. He's a little bit more mature. He's 6'6", 230. He's really, really accurate, and he's got plenty of an arm. It's just the mobility's kind of and the durability, I don't know. But I'll say if you're just looking for a 6'6" smart kid who's athletic, who can, throw it around, this kid can throw it. Absolutely can. Yeah. And he's very accurate.
I don't think Kyle really cares about mobility. I do, but I think what he cares about is can you line up under center, turn your back, do a play fake, and hit the 15-yard dig route over the middle. That's what he wants, right? Tanner McKee can do that. I don't know how much more he can do, but I've seen him do that on film, and that puts him right in Kyle Shanahan's wheelhouse. Stetson Bennett's another guy. And I know you're not into him, but he's accurate. He won.
He knows how to play.
And he's mobile. He's old as hell. He's 25.
He's also small.
And he just got arrested. So maybe not Stetson Bennett. Aiden O'Connell though, he played for Jeff Brom over at Purdue. You're looking for the next. I mean, he lined up under center. He did the stuff. I just wouldn't be surprised. All I'm telling you, I watched CJ Beathard's highlight for 2 minutes in 2017. I'm like, oh yeah, that is totally a Kyle Shanahan quarterback. Boom. Boom. I was right. So I guess I know.
I will say this about Tanner McKee. I don't know that he'd be on the board when the Niners pick. I think a lot of people feel like he's going to go in the 65 to 75 range, and I think their first pick is like 99.
See, that's crazy to me. 2 years ago, UCLA played Stanford at Stanford. I went to that game. I saw it in person. My wife wanted to go. We sat there, like right on the sideline. I saw DTR in person. I saw Tanner McKee in person. There was no question who the better quarterback was. It was DTR, and he won. So I don't understand with this Tanner McKee stuff. Is David Shaw that bad? But what I see with Tanner McKee, he looks like Mitch Wishnowsky on the field. You know what I mean? Like the jersey doesn't really fit him, and he kind of waddles around the field. Like he doesn't look like an athlete at all.
Well, and he's also worried about. I think he had like he's either paranoid about skin cancer or he had skin cancer, so he never wears short sleeves. He always wears full sleeves. Maybe
that's what I'm seeing that I don't like. It's the long sleeves. It might be the long sleeves, in which case I take it back, Tanner. I'm so sorry.